Hello and welcome, Cosmic Quantum Travelers. I hope you're doing good. It's freaking intense. We have a lot of plasma coming in, a lot of golden, diamond, rainbow, plasma, white, platinum light, Christed light is flooding everything. The grids, our fields, and everything is being fully activated. Our cosmic history records, our true, authentic, eternal self is fully coming online and is fully overwriting, dissolving the false ego self collectively, but it starts and comes back to us. So that's why I share what I share, and that hopefully helps you as well on your journey in transcending, alchemizing that false ego, which really isn't your true self or anyone else's true self. It's just a set of belief systems, thought forms, and expectations, perceptions of reality in ourselves that's not based in truth. And that's to be alchemized. And the love bliss wave is finally here. The 23rd has been highlighted to me, as I've written before, as the end of all that is false. So the old is gone. So today we celebrate the old is gone. And that's exactly it, the celebration, the gratitude of it already being so, is us fully merging with those realities. And it's also us in meditation and in waking time perceiving these new earth realities already there, already online, and fully bring them in to this reality, merging all the realms and realities and dimensions within our field through our multidimensional integration, by bringing all these pieces and aspects back home and unifying them in divine union. And especially happening, obviously, I mean, what Ascension really is about is unifying, integrating all the polarities, and they often play out within the masculine and feminine, which is why we often speak about divine feminine, masculine merge and divine union. But it's really just you bringing all of your fractals and all of your pieces back together again, clearing out all that is not you, all these false layers of self that has been programmed into you, false programs, belief systems, inverted thought forms, and that are connected to traumas and wounds, which is how we really truly heal. And we really have truly now healed as one consciousness, one cosmic monad. So the cosmic monad, the one tribe, the family, has been reunited. I had a 4-hour call with my group container today. So I'm not going to speak too long today. The energies are really high since then. We did a great activation on behalf of all, as we always do, and we each can do. And this is also why I'm mentioning this, because whatever we do with 2 or 3 more people especially, but also just by ourselves, has a huge effect, especially if we know what we're here for, and that we're always doing it from the oneness now. So this was really all about us eclipsing the old and completing this reset. And this is in the field, and I can feel it building in my body. I can feel it building in the field. It's coming loads of high frequency keys and codes in. I mean, also since thanks again for those that were part of the Eclipse activation, so the returning home group call and Eclipse of the Heart Mind. You can still access this. The quantum replay is really just as powerful, and the details are below in the description box. It was an interesting, also for the masterclass, merging and accessing multidimensional realities from the 2nd of April. And again, these are really timeless, and they really will help you if you want some support. At least that's how they're intended to help you with your multidimensional integration and merge with the God mind and really transcending the false ego self. Yeah. So they're packed with loads of codes and 2 very powerful activations. And really, this is completed. Everything we've been working on, and it's fully completing now. And this is where the fun really starts. We really have fun with the game. And again, we're expecting any moment now for the false matrix to fully switch off, and we will be fully telepathically connected and don't need all this stuff anymore. Okay. And when the new grid is online, and that's what we've also been activating with the Emerald Heart Grid and the Diamond Grid, and it's interdimensionally fully connected. I've been also doing some more grid work here in Ireland, and I really could see the interdimensional gateway system is fully, like, we're fully clearing all of the grids and activating them within and without. Our central nervous system is massively healing, and we're becoming more and more at home and safe in our body, fully integrated, merged, and healed as one. So us merging with the God mind, which is what Ascension is all about. And all of the polarity integration is part of that gets you there. So everybody who's triggering you, that you're judging, is helping you to see and integrate other aspects of you. Sorry. That's definitely a big confirmation. To get you to your true self, because it's all about know thyself. And when you know thyself, that's the only way you get to know God and yourself as your God soul self. So we need to look at the shadows. We need to look at the parts we rather not acknowledge and have so far projected out onto the walls, or internalized to such a degree, you know, suppressed our anger, shame, guilt, whatever it may be, that it then turns out into, you know, mental, emotional, and then physical diseases and illnesses, because they create blocks in our consciousness. But if we constantly just face them and resolve things as they arise, that doesn't happen. And that's where we need to be at. And this only happens if we fully embrace the shadow, embrace your darkness. Okay, that's the solution to all of it. No longer projecting it, no longer taking other people's projections, because we also need to stop enabling them. Okay, so it's all about integrating the sovereign self, your own individual self, with very strong boundaries and discernment, because that's really what we had to learn. And that's also what helps others to learn them. Because we were both parts were unconscious. One part allowed it to happen, the other one kind of did it. But again, we all, you know, have these aspects, and that's what they're showing us. So we are integrating, you know, the narcissist and the codependent and the victim and the victimizer. We need to integrate and own all of these parts of us, self-realization. I'm going to leave one link. I think it was related to Carl Jung's teachings. If you want to look further into self-realization, what it really means, it's not us losing ourselves, it's really you getting to know your true self, of what you're really here for. But in order to do that, you really need to lose your ego mind, or alchemize it, because it's never been real to begin with. And what I also see is really the divine masculine fully rising and stepping up and forth is also the cosmic mind arising within us all. Because again, we're all of this. We're all masculine and feminine, unified as one now in divine union. But as I've said before, I do believe the twin flames, the original twin flames and founder races are here to bring that back together and finalize the healing of the cosmic monad at a physical level. But it's already happened and happening at a higher dimensional level, which we're fully bringing into this reality now. So we're physicalizing everything. So as from the 23rd, I see everything physicalizing one way or another. The new realities, the old fully going down in a very physical way. So we see how this plans out. And again, at any moment in our time, we are waking up from the dream. So it's a dream scene change. This is all a hologram. It's all energy, frequency, and vibration. And we need to get away from, you know, thinking this is also real, because you're just dreaming all of this. And again, yes, your body is also holding your divine blueprint, but it's projecting out what you're seeing. So and obviously we've been going through a lot of physical changes. I've been very tired today. It was walking through heavy water and just the plasma coming in is so immense. And we're really like being shut down as our body upgrades and resting, sleeping, loads of tender loving self-care, TLC and salt baths and nature and earthing and loads of good quality water, meditation, all of this will really help you. Like the basics really, and everything else your body knows, and you just need to tune into your own intuition and guidance, God soul self, and then you know what to do in any now moment and what is good for you or not. Okay, nobody else needs to tell you. That's so important. You being your own sovereign self, God sovereign free, which is setting you free from the prison of the mind. And that's really all the feminine ever wanted to do for the divine masculine. So I also wanted to just address what I said in my last video about the divine masculine needs to step the fuck up and come out of hiding, in a sense. Now, first of all, that isn't so much coming from me as from source. I really was not wanting to as such do it. And I was saying, do I need to do this? And it's like, yes. So again, that one. But also, I understand that, you know, sometimes a bit of provocation, or, you know, it's not pushing, or we can't force anyone to do anything, as we know. But it's not about this. We also need to speak up. And I saw and could feel in the field that the energy was stuck. It was not going anywhere. And I'm here to move energy, whatever it takes. Okay. So it's coming through me, but it's not so much from me, but also, you know, in a way I understand it. And it's also, you know, coming through that aspect of me that understands that that's what needs to happen. And I know that my divine masculine, I believe he did take it the right way, although I was concerned he would, you know, block me again. But you know, that's what I needed to break through. And that's what many of us need to break through, this being afraid to speak up in our truth, triggering someone, them attacking us, abandoning us or rejecting us as we are our true self. Because that's what he's also afraid of, so to say. And we all are, because we're all afraid to actually be seen for who we truly are, to actually be rejected and abandoned for our true self. Because we had our false self, because we wanted to be accepted and get the attention and the approval of those around us. And it's because it's been programmed into us. So we really had to unravel all of these parts and the doubts and, you know, the fears and the insecurities, which are not our true self, and all these layers that are not us, in order to rediscover who we really are. And that's really what ignites the diamond avatar and our new Edenic realities, because it's that eternal, authentic, true self that is at its core unchangeable, but obviously also forever expanding and growing. It's both. That's what we're reawakening, and that's what reawakens heaven on earth, because truly it's a consciousness we embody and project out, activate on behalf of all. The same as, you know, hell is a state of consciousness, which is really separation. And the separation we feel from one another is the separation we feel within ourselves. So again, as we heal this, everything comes to balance. And I mean, there is no, yes, the world, creation, needs the divine masculine to step up. We need the divine masculine physicalized. So it's not about putting more pressure on the divine masculine, because I have the highest respect, and I know they've been through so much, and it's actually harder in a way for the masculine. First of all, they do a lot by themselves. You know, they don't exchange maybe as much as what they're actually doing. I know my divine masculine plays a hugely important role, and he's been basically doing this sort of, you know, by and for himself in a way, in, you know, kind of opposite of what I'm doing. And I know it all has great purpose, and we ultimately know everything is going to happen in divine alignment, and you're no longer attached to the outcome. You let go, but you also know that, you know, we have full trust in the divine masculine fully rising. We want to see him in his full potential. It's only the divine feminine seeing that he's caught in a prison of his own mind that's not even real. And you can see that it's just like, you know, it's just like you're just trying to help free others from the false matrix, basically, which is what we're doing here. So again, everything serves a higher purpose, and you also need to be able to speak up and sometimes also provoke in a way. But, you know, I said it from a lot of love, and I think that's also how it was received. You know, it didn't come from aggression or anger. And I'm not frustrated or anything, because I can see it's all perfect, but it's also like, we need to see what is needed in every now moment. And sometimes it is telling someone, no, this is not okay, or here, wake up or step up or whatever, because you're needed here. Your full potential is needed. So it comes from a lot of love. So love is not, you know, tough. It's omni-love is tough love and gentle love. So sometimes we need to say these things and speak up and so forth. Because again, we all influence and affect one another as well. And it also helps. So we need to know when is what needed, you know, because we're not a distorted feminine who says, yeah, everything is fine, just sit down and worry about it. No, this is about, hey, we are here to be the guardians, to co-create all new worlds, that what we are literally holding in our blueprint. And that's the only thing, that's our true worth here. That's our true value. That's how we have free travel everywhere with teleportation. Everything is shared. It's infinite abundance. Nothing is lacking whatsoever. Nothing is missing, which it isn't anyway. It's projected out from within. So, and self-love is the answer. So as you're loving everything up, but you need to look at the darkness in order to alchemize it back into the light, into greater levels of love and wisdom. It's the only way. We can't suppress it, can't push it away, because that's what a lot of the spiritual and religious teachings have been about. You're just stuck in, you know, either suppression, pushing it away, pretending it's not there, or you're demonizing those parts of you or others. So it needs to be all embraced, because it's all pure gold, really. And again, the divine masculine stepping forth is really the cosmic mind rising right now, God source consciousness, because it's the mind. It's not supposed to, the heart and your intuition doesn't own your mind and explanation. Because as we learned, often I would be given guidance, in the moment it doesn't make sense, it goes against everything your 3D programming is telling you, which is more of a reason to even do it. And you just need to go for it and jump. And sometimes just years later, you find out why you did that. But this is how your mind learns. Okay, I just trust the heart, because later it will make sense. Because it can't explain everything to your mind. You wouldn't understand it at the time of everything that's involved and everything that's interconnected here. It's quantum. So your heart is quantum intelligence. Your mind is a receiver and transmitter. It's not supposed to do quantum physics in there and try and figure it all out and remember all the numbers and the facts and the years. It's supposed to just flow through and out of you. You just become a receiver and transmitter of cosmic God source intelligence, where when you're connected to source, clear out your false ego mind, okay, connect to your true self and your higher identities. That's when you really now are rediscovering, fully being disclosed your true divine purpose, which goes way beyond anything 3D. So let that all go. This is the portal, okay, from this eclipse, just totally eclipsing the false ego mind. Allow your higher heart mind to fully rise as one, because that's what's cosmically happening. And that's what's cosmically also completing this cosmic reset. And it's a cosmic reset of the one mind. It's not restricted to 5D. It's not restricted to Earth or just the solar system or galaxy. No, it's the whole cosmos is being reset. The whole, everything. It's one mind. Because we're literally the wave and the ocean and the drop. And everything that we do affects all, is all. You are God. You have infinite power. So we fully need to reclaim this as the creators that we are. And we have created all of this. As long as we're still in separation, victim, victimizer consciousness, think that anyone has more power than we over our realities, that's us giving our power away. If you're waiting for any guru, leader, teacher, anyone, anything to tell you what happens when, what is safe to do when, you're giving your power away. This is the issue here. That's what the invaders want. They want you to sit there and give your power away so they can create on your behalf, or like let you create for them, because they're feeding you what they want you to create. You are here to co-create this as we go along. Nothing is set here, especially now, especially in the quantum. Infinite possibilities await. It's not linear. Okay, linear is time matrix. Another thing that came up, annual, like annually, every year. Anunnaki. I think I literally came up with that concept. Okay, just transcended all of these cycles, all of the linearity fully to transcend the time matrix. It's based on time and fear and compartmentalization and distorted polarity. So that's what you need to transcend within your own consciousness, because that's where it starts, that's where it comes back to, that's where it's projected out from. Now, at one with the heart, the one heart mind, where you let the heart lead because it knows better in a way, okay, within each one of us. And that's a total shift. That's a pole shift. It needs to be heart-led because that's your connection to source, okay? Now, the heart leads the way. It knows the way. Trust it. That's your pole shift. That's your paradigm shift of the one consciousness. That's how cosmic God source consciousness flows through us. So let it go, lose your mind, connect to the cosmic super consciousness field, become at one with it. It's a lot more fun. It really is. It really is. Okay? That's when everything becomes possible now. So you are powerful beyond measure. The whole cosmos rests inside of you. So own this. Okay? Only when you're no longer in separation. So you can't realize and reclaim all of your power, playing small, being a victim of your reality, believing that you are anyone else, that you're anything less than God source consciousness. The same again. Any archangel, ascended master, ET, okay, it's like talking to people, consciousness fields. And a lot of them have been imposters and inversions in AI programs running in the field. It's not even the real thing. And even the real thing had distortions just like us, all across the dimensions, not just 5, they go all the way up to 12. That's why the Lion Stargates blew off. Today, in honor to Lyra, because the lions have been very strong in the field, and we need to reclaim our lion self that also roars if it needs to and protect its cubs and tribe, okay? Because that's what we had to heal. We weren't prepared. We couldn't defend ourselves. We didn't have boundaries. We didn't have discernment, and we fell for it. We fell for the lies. We fell for the deception and the manipulation. And it started within the families. So that's what we're healing, the betrayal. And it's still happening in various ways. And that's what we need to cut out. So no matter who it concerns, we need to cut out the bullshit, no longer allow it, no longer allowed, no longer enable, because then we are as guilty. So we can't, again, it's about being in integrity, that your word, your thought, your beliefs, your actions all align. Because it's not, you know, our world is not changed by our opinion and everything we know. It's about, who are you being? Are you being that which you are speaking about? Because that's been the issue here. So we can see others like manipulation, but we don't speak up, then we're doing the same thing and we are enabling them. So that's where we shift everything. As we shift, they have to shift, because the game is done. It's done. We're no longer playing here. Or rather, we're really starting now as the Christ child, the Christ Sophia, the Christos Sophia, the new cosmic Christ is fully reborn. It's us becoming children again. And I actually I was reading something nice about that, you know, when it's your twin flame, if they bring out your inner child. And I can totally connect to that, actually, because I can just see how childlike it will be, how fun it will be of us leaving all of this density, all of these stories now behind. We can only do this when we have fully faced our traumas and wounds, which we have. Okay, I know that you're there now. And this is also bringing back your life force and your joy and your happiness and your love, because you're no longer giving it away. And you're no longer putting your attention, your sacred life force, towards giving it to people who are, you know, running amok and trying just to agitate you. Unconsciously most of the time, because it's all unconscious, but we have all been unconscious. So when we know better, we have to do better, and this is our time now to fully rise in that knowing and really start all over again with a blank canvas and write all new stories. But we have to leave the stories fully behind, which we're doing right freaking now. Usunate, esanate, ekunate, enatara, shukunate, enatara, asanata, aina. Gone. The old is gone, it is no more. It's done, it's done, it's done. So it is. Usana aina, aikara aina, kera tutuna aina. So let's fully rise in our true, authentic, eternal self and one with source in all of life. That's the unity field, that's new earth, that's heaven on earth right there. That's all we have to do. Simple, but not so easy, as we know. But we're here now as one. So never mind where anyone is, focus on you. It's very self-explanatory. The truth, the light, the love has won, okay? And it's arising from everywhere. So just keep aligning with your true authentic self. It aligns your divine blueprint, because it's your blueprint, it's your DNA, it holds the ethics, the morals, the values that we express, that we embody. That's your royal self, your lion self coming fully online. With the Lyrid meteor showers today as well. We also had a Earth-directed M-class flare, CME, yesterday. So that will also arrive over the next 48 hours. I think Sunday night, and I think some solar storm as well. So I can already feel, again, the unmeasurables are already up high. You know, the solar flares continue at the C-class level anyway. Nobody notices even M-flares all that much. But this one will definitely hit us, the geomagnetic storm. So that's always beautiful to manifest really high energies right now, to really focus that we have, but we need to let go of the stories. Okay, don't tell yourself the stories anymore that you don't have enough, you can't do this, you can't do that. Imagine anything is possible. You could do anywhere, do anything. Keep going there, keep connecting with New Earth, keep bringing back these frequencies, like the consciousness, which is literally you merging the reality. So you go, you know, into dream state meditation, you connect with New Earth, or you have daytime visions, or however, you know, thinking, feeling, knowing that comes to you, and just believe it, believe your inner side. That is what is fully physicalizing this now, because we're merging all of these dimensions, and the last is always the physical, where we're now fully bringing in the higher dimensional light, the sound and light waves, the music of the spheres, which is now fully about to physicalize our New Earth realities. Okay, so you believing in that, your inner side, your inner knowing, your inner gifts and abilities, the extrasensory gifts and abilities, this is your goal, this is your value, this is your abundance. Because it's heaven on earth, it's everything you've ever dreamed of and more. Okay? And in the blink of an eye, we are awakening from the dream. But one way or another, this is getting fun now. So tune in, turn the light all the way up and to shimmer and to shining, okay, on behalf of the divine, because that's what you are here for, okay? It's literally your job to be your true, authentic, unique, quirky, weird self. That's what we need here. There's only one of you here for a reason, okay? So us taking full responsibility and reclaiming all of our power back over our realities is us really being our true self, our God self, okay? Where all of these storylines of victim, victimized are fully dissolved because it was all just a dream that we had in order to learn something from and expand our consciousness as one. And we also need to bring in more and more balance. So if we've been overgiving, you know, or selfless, we were talking today about the gene key at the moment, which at the shadow level, it's selfishness, then the gift level is altruism, and the Siddhic level is selflessness. And altruism is really kind of the golden spot in a way, but it's really about knowing, you know, like, first of all, merging, because this is also representing really what we've been going through. It's the service to self versus service to others consciousness, which has been at war because it's been a war over consciousness, aka belief systems, aka divine blueprint, because that's all the same. So the virtues and values, the belief systems, the expectations, the perceptions we have of reality, which is what creates our reality. And again, the thought forms, belief systems, the consciousness we hold. Where was I going with this? I forgot now. Because again, I've been speaking for a long time today. Tired. But I wanted to get this out now. Because, yeah, it's all about coming to a place of wholeness, and that only happens when we've integrated all these pieces here. Victim, victimize, consciousness war. Where we really merge the selfish person and the selfless person. Because if we're too selfless all the time and overgive, you know, and it's how we usually know it to be, there's an imbalance in our field. Yeah, and that's what we need to correct now. So, you know, it's the same as if you constantly take, you know, there's some imbalance in your field, and whatever it may be, you know, it's all the rules we have played, wherever there are imbalances and you come across your polar opposite again and again, that's for you to integrate more of that other aspect. So if you've been selfless all the time, you need to maybe integrate more of your selfishness, you know, like many of us healers and fixers and have been doing. It's like, okay, no, I need to really, you know, you need to fill up your own cup. Like, it's not about not helping other people, but it's knowing when to help, who to help, in which way to help, because, you know, the road to hell is paved by good intentions, because we can't take life lessons away from other people, you know, karmically. That doesn't work out. They still need to do it, and you're just creating drama for yourself. Plus, you're not seeing them as sovereign. You're taking their power away by seeing them helpless or needing to be fixed. Okay. But again, it's a different thing of, like, you know, doing what I'm doing, and those that it may help, you know, they also give back to me through donation, for example. So thanks again for anyone who does. And if you do find this helpful, you know, it's also about, you know, supporting one another back, because that's the only way it happens. It was actually an interesting thing, because the last video said, you know, again, the call I did for the eclipse and the activation was open for those that also couldn't afford it, and to send me a quick email, and I basically double offered it on the silver platter. And it was interesting because afterwards I had so many emails coming in asking for free access. It was quite hilarious, because I also said it's about also people giving back. But now we also need to see, first of all, the times we are in, and then that's basically still necessary in order to also support back the people who also in the past have, you know, given me donations and do still support me, because again, it doesn't just work in that way. I knew that literally 90% or more of the people really, you know, came from a very generous and, you know, honest heart of just not at the moment being able to, you know, send a donation back to me for it. And we're really grateful, you know, for the support, and they do appreciate my work. And that's really what's important, you know, people not just taking and then complaining about it kind of thing, you know what I mean? And then throwing crap at you, energetically or otherwise. So you get me. It's all about having, you know, one way or another an energetic give and take, where there's at least, you know, someone just saying thank you or just really helped me. That's already really nice, you know, for me to hear, knowing that I make a difference in people's life, which I know, but it's still good to hear because, you know, if you don't get any feedback, you know, it's a little bit, yeah, you know. So it's obviously good to hear it back, you know, also challenging feedback. That's not a problem. As long as you don't freaking attack me, you know, I'm all good for it, or gaslight me or otherwise, you get me. It's all good. But yeah, it's so much about reciprocity and evening out the scales of selfishness, selflessness, knowing when to give, when to be also selfish, or when to pull back, when not to help, how to help, and whom to help. Okay, it's very important. Knowing how to spend our energy, which is our attention, our life force, because we had to claim a whole lot of it back. And that's when we start to feel better and we start to live again. Okay, because we are responsible for that. It's not been handed to us. There's no president, no ETs coming to rescue us. We are here to awaken from the dream. Okay? And that's you fully healing. You don't need any med beds or financial packages because there's no more money. It's just everything is shared. Infinite abundance. Now we truly leave the past behind, having healed all of our wounds and traumas, okay, and integrated our multidimensional selves, fully done. So we let go of all that doesn't serve us. That's it. Today is the day. And now we get to start all over again. So let's do it. Our new beginnings are here. And it's all about us really also believing that the universe and source has our back, fully believing and trusting in yourself and in God, which is one and the same once you truly know yourself, your true self. And that's you knowing everything is conspiring for you. And that's when you no longer think, you know, like you're in this paranoid, psychotic mind state that we have been in and have co-created these inverted realities. Okay, you need to understand at the highest level, you're imagining all of this and projecting it from the inside out. That's where you really get to resolve it, as well as, you know, needing to make adjustments in your reality. But true change really comes from within you. As you truly change from deep within, your reality change for you. As you align, all aligns for you. You need to just align with your true authentic self. That's what all of this is about. That heals your field, everything. And you need to push through any fears of triggering, making anyone angry, anyone abandoning you, rejecting you. What's important is that you don't do it to yourself. You don't gaslight yourself anymore or your own heart, which is your masculine, your mind gaslighting the divine feminine heart, and it's intelligence. Because your programming keeps overwriting what your heart already knows. And that's a lot what the masculine has been a lot under, because they're just more mind focused. It's just how their body works. They've just been a lot more targeted by mind control and also interference and the false light matrices. And people literally, because again, the twin flames, the original founders, coming together, the tribes coming together is what literally dissolves the last remaining invaders and imposters and entities and demons and so forth, which is already well underway. This is all fully completing. Okay, and it's very much connected to our false self, because it's connected to false inverted thought forms, belief systems, which have us giving our power away. That's where you become susceptible to invasions and fragmentation in your field. Okay, and obviously there's a lot to it, but that's the kind of big picture. So be aware of any paranoid thought forms, what you are exposing yourself to, you know, keep it kind of positive, whilst you're not avoiding anything, but you get me, like you don't want to go into kind of 3D drama realities or read news as such. I mean, I don't. I'm happy for it. I used to do this, like after work, I would watch an hour of news until I really realized, okay, this does not make me any happier, nor does it make me help, you know, feel empowered. It makes you feel totally disempowered because you know about all this crap that goes on everywhere that you seemingly can do nothing about. So we can from the inside out, but you get. Now, and that's the same true as for spiritual, you know, war dramas and us versus them. It's everywhere, okay? Or us being rescued or waiting for something or someone to tell you what's happening when and where and what's safe to do when. That's an issue. It really is. To reclaim all of your power from all realities, realms, universes, all of your incarnational selves, all of yourselves, fully unified as one, fully at home, fully safe in your body. That's being at home. That's you fully healing your central nervous system, your field, your morphogenetic field. And that's what all of this is about, the full reset of the morphogenetic field, which is holding our divine blueprint. That's informing the meta worlds, how to manifest. That's what's quantum shifting. That's the reset. Okay, and that's the button ultimately is being pushed by source, but we're basically here any second freaking now. And we're also part of making this happen by us trusting our heart and our guidance of the roles we came to play here. But you need to see that it's you being attached to your identity, to your false ego self, where you feel you're losing anything, which is just some false imagined identity that's not real. And you know, that anyone is kind of afraid of. You need to fully transcend that in order to realize your true self. You need to let it all go, empty yourself, and let God's source fulfill you from just like a child would do. Just, God, please take it all away from me, all I no longer need. Please fill me with the Holy Spirit, fill me with love. It's really that simple. It really is. If you come from a sincere heart and you keep doing it, and you really feel into that, connect with that, that's you being in charge of your own healing. That's your direct source. That's your direct connection. And the more you hone that and feed that and take care of that, the stronger it becomes. And you're here as a vessel for source to, you know, work through you. And that's when the miracles happen. So dream it, believe it, achieve it, manifest it. So whatever you can perceive, dream. I mean, who's the one dreaming anyway? Who's the one speaking here? Who's the one coming up with all of this? I'm just a mouthpiece. We're just channels, so to say, but we're also our own unique self, our own unique expression of source. So again, it's both. But I do have to park my, you know, ego self to the side of being worried how I come across, if I say something wrong, the way I look, the way I speak, anything like this. It's like, I do my best. Of course, I want it to be good, but ultimately I have to just let that go. I have to just be like the child and create, keep putting it out there, because I can't just be any other way, in a way. And just put it out there like a child would do. I don't need people to approve. I don't need people to, you know, tell me that I'm great. Of course, again, it's nice to hear, you know, a thank you or get a donation. By the way, if you do find this helpful and you want to donate and support me in that way in the channel and what I do, the details are below in the description box. So again, thank you so much for everybody who has done, who then enables me to do this. And the same with the group call, the ones who pay also help those who can't pay to take part and me to provide it, and then also to gate and grid work and do what I do 24/7. You know, we're all playing a role and at different times. I used to be that person who asked for free access, you know, for example, and now I'm the one providing it. So we're all playing our role at different times. You know, I used to be a big giver. I always had enough money, you know what I mean? And then I went through a time where I needed to be more of the receiver and also be more dependent on other people. Although we want to be our sovereign self, we always will be interdependent. You know, we always will be dependent on whether it's a boss paying you or the government or whether it's your clients. You know what I mean? We're all interconnected and interdependent. But that's the thing, you know, it's the happy medium of, we know we are our sovereign self. We no longer get pressured by groupthink or what our parents think, or our friends or brothers or who else, partners and children. We need to be our true authentic self in every moment. Everything needs to align. You cannot play different roles anymore in different scenarios. Yes, you slightly have different, you know, you speak differently to your mother or to, you know, I don't know, a friend who's also into ascension, yeah? But you're not going to hide that part of you who is into spirituality. You might just, you know, don't give them the full brunt of the latest ascension update, okay? But depending on what conversation comes up, you still need to be your true self. You know, I have people tell me, do you need to be like this, always kind of full on? It's like, yes, still, you know, I could tone it down, but I can't really, you know, it's both. And this is who I am. So if it makes you feel uncomfortable, then just, you know, this is really us triggering other people's shadow aspects that I'd rather not look at. And the same happens with us, you know, when other people trigger us. So we need to see also, you know, it's about really a path of redemption. We need to be able to look at the shadow. That's the only way we can resolve all of this, celebrate it, alchemize it. There's gold in there, because you know, again, you need your lion self, you need to roar sometimes, so your dragon self, and breathe, you know, fire down someone's back if necessary, if they're overstepping their boundaries again and again. You need to be able to protect your container, okay, your field. That's what because we have been, you know, basically been taken advantage of because we were too naive. But that's why we had to go through the lessons, okay? And again, it's about, in the end, you don't blame anyone anymore. It's just the more you know, the more responsibility you have, and the more power you reclaim, and there's no one left to blame here, whether yourself or others. It's just a happening. But we're also here to bring the divine order and justice and truth into every situation that we are. That's how we shift our realities. But by being the truth. So you can't blame others for not being truthful if you're not truthful yourself. That's the issue, okay? Now be gentle on yourself. It's like, it's hard. There has been a big, you know, risk of collective psychological fallout, because if you've been a person who's constantly been blaming everyone else in their life for everything, it's like it's a total paradigm shift. And it's like, if you're then stuck in your ego self, you will go down with the ship. You just need to transcend that false identity that is attached to who you are, and the job and the family and the house and whatever else material nonsense that is fictitious, part of the dream you identify yourself via. Take that all away. No one giving you attention or appraisal. What are you left with? That's your true confidence. That's where you need to be. Total self-love, even if everyone else is like kind of turning their back on you. Because that's what you take with you from lifetime to lifetime. And that's where actually you're going to then meet your true soul family and those that are in resonance with your true authentic self, not your false self, because that attracts false people. So we are quantum completing our missions, testing. We've been tested really if we fully have learned all of our lessons, okay, and integrated and merged our true authentic self. And once you've done this, then all these interferences dissolve because they're no longer affecting your field. No longer the parasites can feed off you, or people get, you know, I don't know, a reaction out of you and so forth, okay? You're no longer feeding these distorted realities and interactions, relationships. So as you fully say no to this, then, you know, the stuff falls away. But it's really like everybody needs to be able to look at, you know, their own stuff in order, like you do need to go through path of redemption, but you do need to look at the pain and the guilt and the shame. And we spoke about this before, in order to get out the other side, to see that it's all an illusion and an inversion within a consciousness, because that's the only way how you correct. Like you need to also make the changes to your consciousness of that you no longer do the things that were kind of went wrong in the past, although they were perfect as they were. It's both ends. Because if you didn't go for the experience, you couldn't have learned what you needed to learn. But now that you know better, you don't need to do this anymore, do you? No, we don't. So thank you, separation consciousness, false ego mind, for serving your purpose, and bye-bye. Have a nice day. So it's destined, as well as we are making it happen. So if we just think everything is great, everything is going to work out, and we had nothing to do, we just sit there and nothing would ever happen. Okay, so it's both ends. We also need to make it happen, but it's very much a constant letting go, surrendering, and then, okay, I can do this again to get myself closer to that reality, that quantum reality I want to be aligned with, which comes through divine inspired, you know, inspiration. Which are the moments, you know, you don't need to try and figure it out. It just comes to you. And from one moment to the next, you know what to do. Something happens in your reality which solves the problem. It happens when you relax. We no longer run after things, chase anything, clinging onto anything. It's the same as we don't run away, resist, judge. Okay? Which is both, you know, the different ends of the scale of, you know, us not being in adonnement with our true nature, which is the cosmic consciousness, and which is at one with all. No longer in separation and caught in these false matrix ego illusions, okay? So dropping all resistance to what is key, as whatever we resist persists. It really is. So also embrace the resistance. If you can't get rid of the resistance, you know, the same with anything. Embrace your anger, embrace your fear, just look at it, feel it, let it purge. I mean, we're done here, okay? Absolute ease and grace. Like there was definitely some deep healing and clearing and activations happening after the last group call, which always is the case. It's always, you know, you feel high and expanded, loads of activations coming in, but then you will also go through clearing at some point. But what I really noticed, the biggest change now is, and also how everything especially what I'm doing is set up in the field now with absolute ease and grace. It just, it just becomes like, okay, you kind of feel this undercurrent, that the tension is there or whatever. It's not so fun, you don't feel so great, but it's like, it's just going to pass. And the less you resist and judge it, whatever's happening, the quicker it can all pass. Okay. And you have to really embrace everything first that you really want to change. I mean, everything. And just keep staying the observer while it's working through it. Keep coming back to neutrality. Keep coming back to divine love. Keep coming back to your heart. And really what's happening now is our heart mind is just being bursting wide open. And that's the supernova of the really heart mind event now. But it's really the heart. It's connected to the crystalline core of the earth. It's connected to the pole shift. But it's really a pole shift from the, mind to the heart. And that also being unified as one, again, where the mind is in unison with the heart. It's a receiver and transmitter of the quantum intelligence that the heart has access to, but they're in unison, they're no longer at odds. And it also makes sense to the mind. It's just that it doesn't understand it in the linear sense as we do it. It's just a knowing, the same as clear cognizance. I sometimes write about things where everything in my mind, everything I've ever learned goes against everything I'm saying. And it's like, it's like I can't believe myself in a way, which is obviously the issue with all of us, the lack of confidence in what we are receiving intuitively with the wisdom, because our programmed mind comes in with all the given to us belief systems that say, no, but this can't be true. But it's like, well, the old belief systems are giving us these realities. So there needs to be a whole new set of instruction sets to create a whole new reality on the level that I've been speaking about. So it makes sense on that level, but I can't give you complicated diagrams or give you really the maths behind it, if you get me. But that will come. But it's not really, it's again, the 3D mind could not, it's more complicated than rocket science on that level, what we're doing here. But at the highest level, it's also very simple. The highest truths are very simple in nature, but they hold a great complexity behind them. And it's really multidimensional, because nothing here is like, just right, wrong, good, bad, black and white. That's what we're having to transcend. So it's all about balancing the opposite energies, bring them to balance within masculine, feminine, giving and receiving. When we are too much of one thing, we really need to integrate also more of the other to come to that balance within. And remember that fear is an illusion. It's literally false evidence appearing real. Sensing danger, sensing when something isn't good for you is different than this constant fear programming of you constantly imagining all the shit that could go wrong, which is all the stuff that could go wrong, which is you wasting your energy, which is you wasting your imagination, which is really just, all programming that's been drilled into you. And, also traumas and wounds that are being re-triggered by certain, things in your life. And you're like, perceiving something like a threat that really isn't a threat. So keeping really right now gratitude for it all already being so. I very much feel the divine masculine, feminine physically coming together in divine union one way or another. However that may play out, the masculine one way or another needs to fully step up and out. And again, this is happening more from the inside out. But then also, obviously, we need to put this into the physical. And the masculine is very much there to protect the container, to protect the divine feminine and the land. It's us reclaiming the land. It's us reclaiming divine justice and order. It's us reclaiming our realities. We're coming back together again as the original tribes, knowing who are our true, soul family and tribes, and no longer falling for the imposters and the counterfeits. So I think this is really it. We have powerful rainbow rounds, frequencies, so the full spectrum of the music of the spheres. It's shifting all of our realities. The plasmas are re-encrypting our meta worlds, our bodies. Again, loads of aches and pains. A lot of, I'm also feeling around the ears and glands. Our immune system is also being upgraded. I mean, everything really. We are really fully crystallizing the crystal body in our diamond rainbow plasma aurora light body, and orb is coming fully online, the new Merkaba vehicle. So we're ready for takeoff. We're literally ready any moment now for the superpowers to turn on, which is igniting our cosmic history records, which is igniting heaven on earth. And this is the pole shift. And it's us shifting from this false ego mind to the heart, and it's completing right now. Let's see how this physically plans out. Just imagine the highest, timelessly, okay, quantum style. Keep tuning into your own inner guidance. Keep merging the frequencies. And what you're seeing, New Earth, is in the here and now, whichever you're being shown, but it's mostly by you believing in what you're seeing and perceiving, and then projecting it out into your hologram. See beyond the false overlays. They're fully dissolving now, okay? The false firmament, all the artificial overlays, false memories, inserts, done. Uskuna esana tekena tara asana, kushkana enate ekena akara akara. So I think that's it. So this is a part of redemption, atoning for our sins or perceived sins, but we do need to go there in order to bring reconciliation to the heart, mind, healing to our body, mind, and soul, unifying it all as one. You know, the cosmic monad, the reunion is happening from the inside out, and it's on, okay? It's online, it's happening. Keep merging with that, keep bringing this here. Stop gaslighting your heart, your own inner knowing, okay? Your heart knows the way. And there can be no more division or separation between your various identities, okay? Multidimensional integration, multidimensional self, fully in order, okay? No longer fragmented. All of your parts know each other, have a great relationship, okay? You're many things, but it's all unified as one, okay? But in each moment, a different aspect of you kind of steps forth or is more present. And we need to kind of transcend all the agitation we might feel around 3D realities, because you need to realize your power, know it for the game and the movie that it is in order to overwrite it now, okay? You're the creator of this game, scriptwriter, casting agent, actor, player, producer, okay? Own this fully right now, okay? And start having fun with this, when no matter what anyone does out there, no one is getting you out of your center, out of your true self. That's you fully at home, that's you fully at peace, and your reality shift from here, right now. Okay. So just everything is good as long as you don't judge it. Your darkness, your shadow self will set you free, literally. I will leave a link below. As I said, I think Carl Jung, I was listening to this earlier. I think that might help some people with that as well, if they're interested. And just transcend all of your attachments to form, who you think you are, your identity. There's nothing to defend. Attachments to the illusions. Okay, this is the portal. You just let it all go, because New Earth is very malleable. Energy, frequency, and vibration. It's not as dense and as linear as this reality, okay? So I'm very much tuning into this, really walking in a dream. The energies and frequencies are getting so high as this is all fully quantum completing right now. So surrender all to source and full trust and faith. Keep taking one step, putting one step in front of another, one now moment in no time. Keep listening to your guidance and you'll be fine. That's all you need to know. Embrace the uncertainty and childlike wonder. Like a child at Christmas, you know, the most amazing things are going to happen. Now that you release all the fear, the doubts, the worries, all the false programming, the false ego self, heaven on earth is here. Ignited from inside, your fully open and sacred crystal heart and diamond mind, fully unified as one now. Fully unified with the only ultimate truth there ever was, which is oneness, which is you at one with source and at one with everything. It's you, the creator of everything, okay? Fully dissolving all false light matrices, the false self and realities, fully cleared and dissolved now. For so it is done. It's done, it is done, it is done. So it is. Kuna enanta ekara ushana tekena aina ana asa asa asa. Kuna teata la ana. And the false light really starts when we lie to ourselves, manipulate or deceive. And it grows from there, you know. And then if you do this for long enough, over many lifetimes, your template, your blueprints keep digressing, and you end up with the inversions that we have ended up with. So, you know, be true to yourself. You can't fake this. You can't fake your way through ascension. You can't lie to God. Everything is known in the field, okay? So you need to be just brave, face yourself, and all this kind of pride and false ego self. It's just like, it's fictitious, okay? I know that the false light has used our insecurities, our weaknesses, our traumas and wounds against us, you know, whenever we would kind of open ourselves up. That's why we've also been protecting ourselves so much. But you need to know that the right person is here to heal you, help you heal. You know, they're gonna use anything they might know about you and can see in order to help you heal. It's the opposite. And you need to understand and know the difference. That's discernment. And that's when you're listening to your heart of who's really truly good for you and who isn't. Which we understood now because we've needed to make the experiences to then feel. What does it feel like? What's the difference? Because people can say all kinds of stuff. It's the encryption, it's the energy behind the words. That's really what gives it away. And deep down, we always know the truth, okay? So very powerful energies now to manifest our wildest dreams coming true, okay? Just dream, imagine, paint, sing, draw, write it down. Just every thought, word, feeling, belief, action we take, everything is this, okay? And it's for us to bring in higher consciousness, higher frequencies to the planet. That's our wealth and our value. That's us igniting new earth right now, okay? You believing in your gifts and abilities is what does that. I leave it here. So just know all of the heaviness, all of the tiredness is us doing amazing work, okay? Thank you, everybody, for everything. This is really a conclusion as well. We just let go of all of our stories, this whole ascension nightmare, and we're going to start to truly live now, okay? Our wildest dreams. But we need to make it happen by knowing it's possible, first of all, and then keep listening to our guidance, okay? God's guidance that is flowing through us. And then we're also here to share our true self with the world in whichever way we are being shown in every now moment, okay? So no longer abandoning, rejecting any parts of you, okay? Always your true self. But that also sometimes means, you know, you don't always need to say something when in that moment it's not needed. And sometimes you will speak up, you know, and it's needed in that now moment. You need to figure out in every now moment what's the right action, what's the highest action. And again, only you know. So there's no guidebook for every now moment for you to tell what's right, wrong, because it's really multidimensional. And when you are fully unified with Source through the many depths, through you surrendering your mind and everything you ever thought you are and knew and believed in, that's you unifying with God, okay? And that's over here now. That's what's fully igniting our heaven on earth, because we're embodying cosmic consciousness. That's what the guru is. A guru, we all need to be our own guru. A guru is the one who embodies cosmic consciousness, God source consciousness, and basically it's an emanation of that and assists others to remember that. But as we, with the 100 monkey effect, the cosmic monad remembers our true authentic self, everybody else will too, because everybody who's coming with us, who's letting go of their false ego self, is going to experience heaven on earth, because we're all awakening as one. So there's nobody left behind. All those who have chosen against this, against the law of one, they are being, you know, re-encrypted, and others are receiving healing who are transitioning, you know, into another body. So, but don't worry about anyone, anything. Nobody's dying here, but the false ego self fully right now, okay? And that's when the fun really starts. And you can see the cosmic joke, because we have been imagining all of this, quite literally. And we always do. And we keep making it up. So it's all about us shifting our realities, we're shifting our perceptions, which is us shifting our belief systems. And again, trust what's coming in, even if it doesn't make sense to your programmed mind. That still might be like thinking, just, it's okay. All right, you will be shown. It will all make sense now. Crystal clarity is fully returning, and I think you can feel it inside your head with some ouchies, as well as through the clarity that's arising, and the truth, and the love, and the light, which is all interconnected. Okay. So keep shining your light, keep shimmer and shining, keep being God source consciousness embodied. That's shifting everything, and it's happening right now for all of us. See everybody healing, see new earth awakening all around you. Keep tuning in, keep merging, keep being the rainbow bridge, running the rainbow rounds, the frequencies in the grids, by you just walking the grids, by you just anchoring your light, and by you just being your true self. Okay, it's not about being in some false positivity and always vibing high. It's about just being a true authentic self that will get you to the true bliss and the true love, which is here now. So the love bliss wave is happening right now. The reset, the cosmic reset completes, and we all rebirthed as one consciousness within the blinking of an eye any moment now. So it is done. For so it was spoken, and so it is done. It is done, it is done, it is done. So destiny fulfilling itself through us. So do what you came here to do. It's us remembering our true purpose now. It's all being revealed from inside of us. And it's all quantum completing our ascension and experiences in these distorted realities throughout the ages. Time is coming to a full end here. Okay, so notice, be grateful now, celebrate now the cosmic reunion, heaven on earth being already here now. It's done, it's done, it's done. So it is. Okay. So much love, so many blessings, and I see you.